Alright, today I want to play another Baratheon box deck. So for here we have Baratheon Banner of the Sun. So when I saw these cards in the box, I knew that I was going to have to try to use them and make decks with them. And that's the new versions of Renly Baratheon and Melisandre. I think Melisandre is the card that I saw more people getting hype about because it's a big flashy ability. I think Renly Baratheon is the one that's actually going to be better and see more play. But I think this new Melisandre is at least playable. As I probably outlaid in my Baratheon box review, I don't think this is a very good general use card. I don't think it's a card that you can just slap into any deck and expect it to do work. Because you really need some way to set up this ability, or else there's a high chance that she's just a 5 strength character with stealth. Which, I mean, that's something, but it's really not worth a 6 gold unique character for that. But if you can get the ability to trigger, it's definitely worth it. So that's why we go Banner of the Sun, so we have Desert Raiders, and we also have the Starry Sept. And especially with the Starry Septs, because people can just play around Desert Raiders, they just don't declare military. But you can't play around the Starry Sept. The Starry Sept is a proactive way to trigger the ability, where now they have to not ever let you win a power challenge, or else you're going to be able to do it. She's still like not broken or anything. It's like a specific combo that you have to get off. It's kind of like it makes me think of a pinch of powder in that way. Like a pinch of powder is a card that you have to find some way to activate it, but it's super strong when you can activate it. But if you can't, then it's kind of not that great. I don't know. I think she's definitely worth using in a deck like this. Some type of Martell Baratheon combination I think is probably the best home for her. And how do you say? And Baratheon as the main faction helps because you can also use Stormland's Fiefdom. And this is one of the few decks where Stormland's Fiefdom really can shine because you can also use it to control the amounts of power on an opponent's character. So if they have more than one power, you can move power off of them with the Stormland's Fiefdom to get them down to one power and kill them. But enough talking about Melisandre, let's also look at Renly. Originally I had Warhammers in this deck, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to use Renly with Warhammer to put, 5 cost Ariane Martell into play, and that's going to be super broken. And it's pretty broken if you can do it, but I think it's not consistent enough to be worth it. The Warhammer is a very subpar card if you're not specifically putting it on Renly Baratheon and using the strength buff to put a 4 or 5 cost character into play. So I cut the Warhammer, and I just put in a bunch of cards that cost 3 that are good to put into play with Renly's ability. Dornish Spy is the most obvious, and then I think I have 6 1 copy each unique Martell 3 cost characters. These are not the best, but they're serviceable. I think like Quentin, Fowler Twins, Calliot, these are okay. I was looking at cards that I could use instead of these. I can't remember what I saw. I saw something, but these are fine in my experience. Even without any strength buffs, using him to just put 3 cost characters into play every turn is still completely okay and worth it, and I think makes him a very worthwhile character to have around. Just don't expect him to stay alive against Targaryen. Only 3 strength, rest in potatoes. Another really strong thing, though, that's probably even stronger than putting any of these Martell cards into play is you just put Begging Brother into play. And man, is that nasty. When you kneel your faction card and you put a Begging Brother into play and put 3 gold on it, people aren't going to be very happy to see that. So definitely a Begging Brother deck. I've also got trade routes and, 18 locations, so Begging Brother is in here. And then I filled out the rest of the deck. I mean, that's most of the deck right there. Going down the list for the rest of the characters, Beric and Thoros are Valar Morghulis cards, and they're expensive, but we play trade routes. We've got 3 Cressons, 3 Red Priests, because auto-include, 3 of the new King Robert. Could probably use the Corset Robert, but I like this guy a little bit better at the moment. He's definitely good to have around, enables the King in the North. Davos, he doesn't die to Valar Morghulis. Imri, just a good character to have one of when you play 18 locations. So yep, these 2 traders, these could easily be hunting accidents, and if I wasn't playing the Starry Sept rather, then maybe they would be hunting accidents, but between the Red Keep and the Starry Sept, I think it's fine for them to be traders instead of hunting accident. 1 less gold, non-terminal, and often still does what you want it to do. Great Halls, King Gates, Spears, Fiefdoms, yeah. And the Stone Drum, 5 Kingdom plots. Stone Drum's pretty playable. I think it's the exact same plot lineup as my Baratheon Fealty deck. And I can't imagine, I mean, I'm not sure when or if ever I'll be making a Baratheon deck that really deviates from this plot list. The Riddle, Gates, Coppers, King, Morghulis, trade routes. I just think this is the best plot lineup for Baratheon at the moment. The plot that I would change is I might change counting Coppers. You have, like, if any of your draw really goes off, then you're probably not really going to need counting Coppers. It's sort of a more, like, better safe than sorry plot. But you could definitely switch it to be, you know, Forced March or something if you really want. But we've got this for now. So let's see what happens. One problem of this deck, like, it can be really strong, but if you don't draw any Desert Raiders, you can run into trouble with board attrition. Because other than Desert Raider, there's no character in the deck that costs less than 3. So you can definitely run into problems against, like, board Cancer decks. Oh, look, we're playing reverse decks. Oh, no, that's Banner of the Rose. I thought that was a Stag Banner. Oh, we can keep this, I guess. 2 Begging Brothers without gold on them kind of sucks, but the rest of the hand is good enough to keep it. And yes, Red Priest is that good. We're not going to set up the Red Priest, no matter what. What is Martell Banner of the Rose? Now, this used to be one variant on the typical Martell reset the board 15 times deck, but I have no idea what it's going to be now. Legitimately don't know. Oathkeeper, okay. Let's get Behested. Oh, that's helpful of him. Well, Martell should probably go first. Ooh. If I did not have the milk in hand, I would actually put myself first to marshal Red Priest. But I think with the milk, it's okay to go second. So if he plays like Ariane or something obnoxious, I just milk it. Gates of the Moon will let me do... I have 6 gold, so I can do Red Priest, Robert, and turn 2 King in the North if I want. Don't know if I'll do that. We'll see what he does. See, that's getting milked. Completely worth it. Like, if I went first and just play Red Priest, I could just pick that out of his hand with the Red Priest, but this is better because I can milk it and then take something else with Red Priest. What is this? Relentless Assault? He's not going to be able to use that. You have to win by 5 for that, right? Yeah. Probably Sargeras. None of those cards were particularly scary. Well, we're not going to be able to play Robert. We don't have any good military claim soak. We're not going to be able to get enough military strength to defend. So let's play Obella to die. And we'll play King's Gate. I won't milk the Shadow City Bastard. If he wants to sacrifice for the ability, fine by me. I don't see any Flea Bottom yet, so he can do that. Like, this is a problem. After I kill Obella here, in terms of the military claim, already next turn, I'm going to be left without any characters that I really want to die. Let's see, what will I... Next turn, I'll probably just play At the Gates. Then I can play a 1 gold Robert. Pretty good. Okay. Well, I saw his hand. I don't think there's any way that he can win this challenge if I just defend it. Let's do this. Then just do military. That works. I mean, that's the same as doing a military, basically. Forced March on my Red Priest, okay. This is why I don't use Forced March that often. There's times when it's insane, but there's also too many times where it's just not that good. And one nice thing, there's the Desert Raider, so see, now we don't have to care about military claim ever again. That's off the table for the opponent. And one nice thing about the deck being very expensive, maybe not very expensive, but definitely on the more expensive side, aside from the Desert Raiders, is you have a lot of value without even having to draw that many cards. And look how I have fairly high impact characters, I would say. Definitely in the mid-range cost spot, I have a lot of them. Let's Red Priest him, man. Oh, that has to go. So this should get a reset out of him. To consider, probably play trade routes next turn, and just hope I top deck expensive stuff. We'll see. Well, I want to win military, but he has 11 military, so there's no way I'm winning that. This is... Where's the Oathkeeper? It's over here. After you win a challenge in which the character is participating. So he could, like, defend here and stop and get Oathkeeper. But not if I do this. That works. I forgot he'd go up by 1. Oh well. I think the last card in his hand is Relentless Assault. Probably useless anyways. I mean, this is 10 gold right here, so I guess I can just do trade routes. King in the North doesn't stop him from doing anything super relevant. Yep. See, doing this plays around his reset the best. Well, actually, I mean, that was the only option, really. I could keep the Knight of Flowers kneeling, but really, who cares? Just keep Robert and Desert Raider. We're going to bestow a 3 gold Begging Brother to cancel that Garrus if he wants to use it. Damn. Not very good top decks for a trade routes turn. But the timing was just not great there. Why did he lose the Green Apple Knight? He could have kept it. There's no point. I have to remember how this guy works. Choose a card in your plot deck and switch it with a card so he can bring Valar Dohaeris back. So usually people do not bring him out of shadows during marshalling. More than likely, they'll wait until challenges phase to do it, so I'll have time to put the Begging Brother into play and then cancel it. Is milking the Knight of Flowers really worth it? Maybe. Not really. What else am I going to put a milk on? I have no idea. I'll just hang on to it. Oh no, not a military. What will I do? We know the card in shadows. Oh, there was a reaction window there. Oh, I don't know what that would have been for. Huh. The card in shadows is probably Sargeras, so what we do is this. Pass. I guess he can do it in Dominance phase. So the gold won't necessarily be wasted. What do I do? Indeed. Which one? Let's do this, I guess. Alright, so the gold went away. It's pretty good. Oh, I forgot to use my Stormlands fiefdom. Whoops. Vanquish the unbelievers? Okay. Okay, sure. You really want to do that? Decent draws. Damn, that's super annoying. This is the icon version, right? That's good. Guess I didn't need to marshal that Desert Raider. Could have used it with Renly. Oh, but I have King's Gate, so we can do that. I don't think I want to marshal Maester Crescent. Yeah, we'll just sit. One nice thing with Renly and King's Gate is you can sacrifice it and then use the ability to put something true into play. Unfortunately, we didn't draw anything that we can do that with. So now what we do with Robert is just say 5+. He already played Dohaeris, so next turn I'm going to go Melisandre, start attacking this Knight of Flowers power. I know I'm going to be saying 5+, so now I can afford to kneel these for chump block. 9 to 7. Oh, it's max 1. He has Attorney Lance. Well, that makes a decision easy. Do we want intrigue or power? I think power is probably a bit more important. He has some pretty suspect cards in his hand last time I looked. I actually did this in the wrong order. Oh, he didn't trigger the Desert Raider. That seems like a misplay. Oh, because what he realized is that he can't steal any icons that matter. But he could have made me use a Begging Brother gold. Because I'm definitely going to cancel the Raider trigger this time and make him kill the Dane Knight. Like 100%. Yeah, he can't decide what to do. Got a Stormlands fiefdom to secure the power, but it's going to get canceled. That's why I didn't cancel the Dark Star with my Begging Brothers. Like, I don't really care which one of these you let me do. I'm happy to just do the other one. So we killed his House Dane Knight, and now we say 5+, and he can't do anything. So you look at this guy, he's so good. So in one version of this deck, I noticed that the only loyal character in the entire deck was Robert. So I was like, what if I just take him out and put in like the Hollow Hill and Ghost of High Heart? But nope, Robert is too good, so we don't do that. Duel, well that's frustrating. Guess what? I'm just going to kill Renly. It's not the end of the world. I've got 2 kings, brah. Can't kill both of them. I guess it's forced to kill Renly in that situation. And I drew the Dornish Spy. Unfortunate. Oh well. You think you're going to counter my big characters? Guess what? I have another one. I'm tempted to... Yes, LOL indeed. Yeah, get out with your duel. Can't get me with that garbage. I was considering whether to Marshal Crescent or not. I think I would have done it, because again, I had seen his Dohaeris, so there's no risk of overextending there. Still safe from Valar Morghulis, and this way I Marshal Crescent and he can't milk Melisandre. Although he doesn't seem like he'd be playing milk anyways. He's running some bad cards like Oathkeeper and Tourney Lance. So probably no room for milk in his deck. So that was fairly effective. Deck definitely did what I wanted it to, and we freaking got him. So yep, there's another one for you.